if you only need Cat 5, you can use Cat 6 if that's what's on hand. But if you need Cat 6, you got to use Cat 6. And it looks like you've already marked out the A. So, do you want me to punch down to this block? And then we can do a test?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Now, I didn't get a tester. I didn't know if, although I can.
Just tell us what tester to get. And we will be able to track one down, I imagine. We'll have a committee meeting.
So this is cable tie rail, so you can come down in like this. Depending on how the wire comes in, you could just swoop in and do it that way, and zip tie to that, or you can come in on the side, because that's what these are too. So,
Okay, what do you recommend?
however the wire comes in,
The easiest way it is when it comes out.
cleanliness is godliness. So whatever looks good. Are they poking around in the rack? Are you doing wire cleanup stuff too? Because that's a whole other science. But
We don't know.
cool. Well, if you get to that point, or when you get to that point, don't punch down to test. Punch down for permanent. Like, you don't want to have to go back and fix wire cleanup. You want to do it from the get-go. So just plan for it to look pretty and plan your routes and straighten up all the wire as you go. And don't think you're going to come back and make it look good after the fact, because you won't. It never works. This one's flipped.
So when you're running the wire from the patch panel to the outlets, how high are they going? Do y'all know? Does anybody recognize that last year? I mean, are they just,
Get it above the grid.
is it just laying on top of the grid?
They zip tie. They use little
J-
J hooks on the walls and go around it,
Every 4 foot, from what I understand.
Okay.
Drop-in ceiling.
and Velcro.
So about a couple feet above the grid, or?
Yeah, you want to get it above the grid so nobody's messing with it. They're
Oh, okay.
shooting the wire and stuff.
Yeah, they definitely cracked down on that when I was at Bats.
I would advise putting a service link above all your drops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if it's dropping down in conduit, make sure it's zip tied
Well,
so
you got
that
some.
when you pull
If you need some, you can pull some slack.
if you pull some slack, it doesn't get hung up and the conduit end up cutting into it, because that's definitely a possibility.
So we're gonna have conduit just in the walls, right? Not in the ceiling? Is there conduit in the wall for these cables to run through?
Yeah, they just pop it up above the 10-foot mark. These sides wire down it.
But nothing in the ceiling, we're just hanging?
No, nothing
on
in
the
the ceiling. It's just the conduit sticking up. You just drop down the conduit.
Who put the conduit in? The electrician?
Electricians, except in Houston, he don't do it. Eric just drops his down the walls.
Is it that blue tube, or?
No, just regular,
Regular conduit?
3/4 inch.
EMT conduit.
Oh, okay.
Commercial, yeah, it's usually
For the last one I was on, they used flex.
Yeah, I've seen them use flex too.
It's
That's
a pain.
great.
You have to use metal boxes, you can't use caddies.
yep.
I don't see where it's any better myself, because then you have all that metal in there that's just used as conductor. So,
Yeah. Did anybody run into one where the electrician didn't run it at all besides Houston?
yes.
Because I don't know if we've been telling all the electricians that they have to run that.
I know, it's on the print.
Is it?
They're not
Some
that
print.
where it's not that
So I asked the guys in Brownsville last year, I was like, oh, you running a pipe? He goes, well, it's on the print, we're gonna do it. Okay, cool.
Okay.
I think Select, he wanted to charge so much money to do it. David told him no, and Eric said he didn't need it.
Is he just running it down the wall, or did he come before?
No, he comes afterwards and drops it right down the wall.
Wow.
Uses a little remodel open frames, cuts them in.
So before you go to testing, even with pre-mates, I mean, you know they're good, right? But you want to test them just to make sure you cut out any variables. Pass 1-to-1 across the board. If it's not,
Okay, so it's gonna show you that if you got
Yeah.
something crossed, it shows you which one is crossed.
right.
Okay.
So pass fail, and it'll show you 1-to-1. You hit it again.
Just gonna match the numbers up for you. If you're crossed on one, it'll tell you what pair you gotta pull out, or which wire is not making connection.
That simplifies it.
So if one of them numbers is not on there, if it's just 2 on top and not a 2 on the bottom, you know that 2's bad, right?
Right, and then
Oh,
you
well,
can
heck.
walk your punch back of, it should be,
You don't know which end is bad, but you know that's the wire.
yeah, on here it tells you, so your 1, 2, your pins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if it says 2's bad, you can walk this down, that's solid orange. So either or your keystone or your punch down plate, or your punch down bay, 2 is bad. So you check your orange, double check it, and then if your connection's good here and you're positive, I would always go back to where you stripped. Because if you went too deep,
Nick the wire.
and just like with the jacket, if you nick too deep, that will crack and it'll just break. And since it's all twisted up, it's just going to stay right where it's at. And you won't know the difference. Done that plenty of times.
I mean, it is very thin wire.
Oh, yeah.
It's easier.
I usually use my strippers to strip it too.
I would suggest, and I do it with my strippers, I would suggest just going ahead and getting
Yeah.
a pair of these.
I've done
just to
electrical work
simplify
for
stuff.
like 35 years, so I've messed with a lot of phone wire.
Yeah.
I always use strippers.
Had to get onto a guy that I used to work with. He used his teeth to strip down Cat 5.
Well, I've done it with my teeth when I just didn't have my strippers in hand.
They were on the other side of the room.
Yeah. I got gaps for them.
Yeah. Get the grooves in the teeth.
Okay, so this is how they'll be testing in the field. You don't have to, you got your wire into the patch panel, into your end. So you just plug into the end, plug into the patch panel.
So this
So
is
you can go around each jack after you got it all hooked up with one of those, plug it in,
Yep.
check it, go to the next one, check it.
and I don't have the adapters in here, but there are, with this exact Klein tester, they have 1 through 5 port numbers. So you could go through and put in to each jack without this dummy end. You could put in just a dead connector with a little nub off the back of it that's numbered 1 through 5, and then this will tell you 1 through 5, so you could actually identify them that way. So if you don't know between 5 different ports, plug 1 through 5 in, and then start going on your patch bay to figure out which one's which, and it'll tell you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whenever you land on it. That's this one, and it's at Home Depot. So
So when you test every one, you have to move this end every
yeah,
time?
you would have to.
You'll go back into the room, have to move that, and then go?
It's
Okay.
easier with 2 people.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
you'd save more than twice the time
yeah.
just sitting on the phone or walkie-talkies.
Mm.
But all right, so that's punch down. Pretty simple.